Hey folks, Lily here. I just want everyone to know that the struggle to protect Black lives is on our minds and in our hearts. With that in mind, please go to communityjusticeexchange.org slash NBFN dash directory and find somewhere you can send a donation to, or just, look around on Twitter, wherever you can find legitimate bail fund links. People are out there fighting for their lives. And they deserve your support. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to the Big Match Minute. I'm Diet Coke.
And I am Lilith.
And this is the show where we take strange wrestling matches that bear a personal significance to us and break them down minute by minute. We are currently breaking down the Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania 36. And we are on minute 6.
You only got it wrong on purpose that time.
It's true.
I'm proud.
Thank you.
Good job. Just high level. I just want to go in right away. A good ass minute.
This is a good minute. To borrow a catchphrase from a show I did many years ago, this is a good minute.
I'm sure that was completely unique to that show and has never been heard on
On another Movies by Minute show. You're correct.
Yeah,
it's my
correct.
catchphrase is my intellectual property.
And if anybody other than Diet Coke has used that, then
you'll be
they will
$5
be
a
tried.
pop.
Yeah,
$5 for every time you say it.
So this very excellent minute opens up with one of my favorite sites in the world.
Favorite locations on God's green earth.
I don't know if God has any domain over this particular location, actually. He might be here, but he can claim no ownership over these lands.
Well, we do know there are gods here, as we'll get into in a moment.
Yes. But like I said, I don't think they have dominion.
No.
So we see Bray Wyatt's smiling face, those beautiful pearly whites.
Sure. I thought you were going to describe his eyes, and then I was very confused when you said whites.
He does have, at the very beginning of it, his like when he goes into that like really big, like almost Travis McElroy, but not quite smile.
Yeah.
You see those eyes, and they are gorgeous. I'll give you that.
It's true. His tongue is yellow, like in a way that looks like he's been eating like Peeps or something.
Well, there's Bray Wyatt. He comes from a old school wrestling family.
Yeah,
and we both know, our knowledge of kind of the insider part of wrestling, that you got to have your peeps before a big match. It is.
Yeah, actually,
it's like dunking water over your head before you make your entrance. Like,
exactly.
You don't have your peeps.
What people don't know is actually that the way everybody knows wrestling is scripted, but the way it's actually scripted is who can eat more peeps before the match is then scripted to be the winner.
Right.
Booked to be the winner. Sorry, I should use wrestling. I should use wrestling.
You got. We should wrestle. But
you and I, or like you and I wrestle each other, or just like both of us separately should wrestle.
No, the two of us should wrestle each other.
Okay. I mean, you'll win. Like,
yes,
I
will.
What are you trying to prove here?
I'm trying to prove that I can eat peeps faster than you, Emily. That's what I'm trying to. Sorry, Diet Coke. I am trying to prove that. And besides, I believe that there's something in the chemical structure of Peeps that would react poorly with your chemical makeup.
Diet Coke is just a stage name, okay? I'm 100%. I'm 110% even human.
Okay.
100% human, 110% gay. That's how I describe myself.
So, Emily.
Yeah.
Diet Coke.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that I keep responding. It's my real name, folks, but it's not my professional name.
DC, take us through the minute.
Thank you. So the first thing we see is Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's big puss.
Big hairy puss.
Which, as we've established, puss is old-timey slang for face, and he does have a beard, so it is in fact a big hairy puss. We see Bray Wyatt's big hairy puss. He's smiling. He's waving. And then he wants to tell us about a place.
Yeah.
He wants to describe the denizens of that place. It's beyond our realm, in fact.
Yeah. Which
this
we
is
get
not
some
this
cool
is not an
theremin
ordinary
music.
place. Yeah. Also, can I
that.
just highlight two things in the room that I enjoy?
Yes.
It's like a chair, but it's like covered with like a blanket. But it's like not the kind of chair that would normally be covered with a blanket.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's really weird.
We've also got now Lily, you know this about me, but the listener might not. I recently moved into a new apartment with my girlfriend. And there's a loft area in which an area where I plan to establish what I'm calling the 1997 Nook. Okay. Which is an area where I just have like a CRTV with my N64 plugged in and a VCR and a bunch of VHS tapes. The CRT television in the Firefly Funhouse is like, to borrow a phrase from the internet, it's goals. It's exactly what I'm looking for in a CRT TV. It's got beautiful. It's like built into like a wooden stand. It's just beautiful. Those are the only two things I really wanted to comment about.
I'll say this: on top of the CRT TV is one of my favorite props of the Firefly Funhouse, which is the like paper plate and popsicle stick version of the Fiend's mask.
It's very good.
Yeah. That Bray Wyatt sometimes plays with. It's excellent.
Yeah, good stuff. Anyway, he's going to tell us about a realm beyond our consciousness, and who is there, Lily?
Who is there in this realm?
Yeah, who lives in this realm?
Well, there's gods.
Sure.
There's monsters. The gods, yes, are represented by kind of some Egyptian, like Anubis-looking kind of figures.
I've never seen them portrayed with green heads like they are here, which is interesting.
That is interesting. I did notice that.
And then we get monsters, which are like very much stock footage monsters.
Yeah. Clip art monsters. There's one
They're
that's
cute.
Like a little red puffball with legs, and then two that are just more kind of like weird, kind of cute dinosaur looking things.
Little blue friends with horns and teeth and claws and shit. Who else, Lily? Though.
Angels.
What I like about the angels is when he says angels, two angels descend, and they're like clip art angels, but like clearly from two distinct sets.
Yes.
Like they don't have a matching style between them.
They are not drawn by the same person at all. They were clearly, it's so weird. It's so great. Weird. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah. And then of course, the camera cuts, all the clip art leaves, the camera cuts in a little closer, and he tells us about the fourth resident of this place.
Demons. And of course, we don't need clip art for that because we're looking at one of them folks right now.
Yes, we are. We are.
There's a great if we could combine George Lucas and your sensibilities.
I knew you were going to go for Lucas.
If we can combine the sensibilities of you and George Lucas, we would get this, which is that we get a pentagram wipe. The camera changes on a pentagram wipe, revealing the final image, which I actually did a reverse image search to find the source of this specific demon.
Oh, really?
And it's just like stock art. It's a
Just
very high quality. It looks like it's a practically made suit.
Right. Yeah.
Of a
Over
demon.
some
Yeah.
like fire kind
Yeah.
of smoke effects.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing that I think this image particularly tells us is, we have this big sort of, photorealistic looking demon, and he is holding a placard, kind
Yes.
of, with the
Well,
gods and the monsters and the
the
angels.
thing is, that's part of the stock art. In the stock art, that's just a plain white placard. It's a put your
Okay.
own image here placard.
Interesting.
So this is like
But
stock. It's a stock image of a demon holding a placard.
and I think what this is meant to tell us is that that there is a
Hierarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Bray Wyatt describes them as quote neighbors.
Yeah.
But this image might reveal the real truth.
That
The demons in charge.
the demons are in charge. Yeah.
I do
mean,
like the
and,
big heart though in the image to
Oh.
signify unity between the angels, monsters, and gods.
And I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean that the demons are oppressively in charge here.
No.
They may in fact be protectors.
This demon also, if I could describe the design of this demon, it looks like a Lord of the Rings style orc with a latex demon costume on top. There's like the mouth is like part of a skull that is not attached to the outer skin. There's like a hole in the outer skin, eye holes and a mouth hole. It's just great. Honestly, it's a solid piece of stock art.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, and we do while the demon's on screen, we do get a great like pitch shifted down giggle.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you pitch shifted it back up,
it would be just
like
Bray Wyatt's giggle.
But it would be a very like jovial, like there's an energy to it that still comes through.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it's pitched down to make it sound all creepy and demonic.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's good.
Good stuff. Good shit, you might even say.
I would say.
Before that, I think I skipped over a little, but Bray Wyatt was talking about John Cena. It's hard to, I don't take notes where I don't fully transcribe it, and I apologize that I maybe miss out on some details.
Lord,
because
I apologize.
Of that. Okay.
If you're Diet Coke, could I be like Lilith the cable guy?
You want to be Lilith the cable guy? That's what you want to be?
As soon as you said it, I decided I didn't. I went back on that particular want.
Yeah, fair. Reasonable. What happens next, Lily?
You're the fucking one who took the... Okay, we go back to Bray Wyatt. And
here's the thing.
Yes.
I take notes on my impression of the scene. And this scene here is Bray Wyatt describes the Firefly Funhouse. Fuck. And he also says what's going to happen in it. And what's going to happen in it is John Cena is going to face himself to find out who he really is. And I feel like you have a lot to say about what's happening here. So
what Bray Wyatt says specifically right when it comes back from the demon there is, who are we? And why do we do the things that we do?
It's a good question.
It's a very good question. I feel like it's really like this, we're still, we're out of the video package, but we're still getting into like really good setup.
This is world building right here.
They're setting the table for what the rest of this match is going to do.
Exactly.
And Bray Wyatt looks straight down into the camera. We hear like a little bell. And he says, hey, John, not like a ring bell. It sounds more like
a cartoon bell.
Yeah.
The sound effects in this minute are great.
Yeah, they are. And then Bray Wyatt says, hey, John, let's take a look at who you really are.
Yeah.
You're about to face your greatest opponent, I believe, is what he says.
And then he does some fantastic looking around work, is what I call it.
My God. Bray Wyatt could teach a college course on looking around.
There's Bray Wyatt is one of the greats. I'll tell you, I want to highlight another great in this art. I know you did not watch the show Schitt's Creek, but something I appreciate about Eugene Levy's performance on Schitt's Creek is that his eyes are always swimming around the scene. And if any listeners have seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. When he's talking, when he's not talking, his eyes are always just darting around in a way that somehow feels purposeful. And I think Bray Wyatt is a practitioner of that same skill because he's always looking around at, as far as we can see, nothing, and yet there is so much meaning there.
I mean, and that's, that if we can put, not too fine a point on it, one of the things that wrestling and acting have in common is, the storytelling through movement of the human body.
True.
And I think that Bray Wyatt is one of those people who, is a truly, I would say, underappreciated master of that particular part of wrestling.
I would agree.
We get a nice little twinkly, again, like very cartoon sound effect.
Yeah, sweat and sound effects are the two like stars of this. I haven't commented on the sweat yet, but Bray Wyatt has a very sweaty face.
Yes,
in this, which is definitely like it's part of the vibe,
Yeah. There's a nervous weirdo energy to.
Yeah, when someone is smiling and very sweaty,
yes.
it's so off-putting.
Very energetic, very, very sweaty, very smiley. And he says, "Welcome to the Firefly." And he turns around and opens up the door. And that's the end of the minute.
Can I ask you something about Bray Wyatt?
Yes, you can.
I don't think this is a shortcoming necessarily. I think this is a tour de force performance by Bray Wyatt. But do you think, given how it might suit him here, do you think he's at all jealous of Brother Love's ability to make his face just completely fucking red? Do you remember Brother Love?
Yeah, well, I remember Brother Love.
I mean, he's before either of our times.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah. But I mean, like,
Bruce Pritchard. I mean, you gotta see that other names, but I mostly know his Brother Love.
Yeah. And I mean, he's got a fucking podcast on the WWE network. He was like a behind the scenes guy for WWE for a very, very long time.
Yeah, sure. But the thing that struck me, like the first time I went back and watched 80s wrestling, I was like, did they paint his face red? Like, how the fuck does he get his face that red? And I still don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, but there's always been some Brother Love energy to Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt.
For sure, yeah.
And that is, I think, that's just another line to draw there. Emily, I know we already talked about
Diet Coke is my name.
Diet Coke, thank you. DC. I know we already talked about it. We just fucking love this minute.
This is a great minute.
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, and you know what, Lily? We got a lot of great minutes to follow too.
We have. I feel like it's only it's only going up from here.
Hell yeah.
Emily.
Yeah.
Recently, I was.
My name is Diet Coke, by the way.
Sorry, Diet Coke.
It's Diet also Coke. Hard for me to remember.
Recently, a website called Eden's Fantasies emailed me.
Where the hell is this going?
about some adult paraphernalia that I could buy from them, and it brought me to the question that I think I'm going to pose to you right now. Do you have any plugs?
You fucking bitch. I have some other podcasts. One is called Dunstan Checks Min. It's where I do this, but for the 1996 ape film Dunstan Checks In, and I also talk about other movies on that.
Better than it sounds.
That's kind of you to say. I like to think that it's better than it sounds, but hey, the only way you're going to find that out is if you go ahead and listen to it. I also do a podcast called Go Go Godzilla, where I talk about the Godzilla franchise with Justin Keyson and Vic Perfecto. Andrew Lindy is my co-host on Dunstan Checks Min, by the way. You can find You can find your way to all of those on my Twitter page, which you can find by going to twitter.com/verycoolemily. And remember, I'm Diet Coke.
Yes. Diet Coke, you didn't ask, but I have a podcast.
Oh, I stream on Twitch sometimes too.
Okay.
Twitch.tv/Diet Coke 69.
Yeah,
666 rather. 666, excuse me.
Yeah, Diet Coke 666, which is like which was updated before anybody heard any of these episodes.
That's correct.
So if you tried to find Diet Coke, on Twitch before hearing this episode, sorry.
Listen, when you rebrand, it's gonna be a little messy always. Hey, Lily.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you do when you're not doing this?
Mostly just sleep and cry.
Okay, but is there anything you do that the listeners of this would have access to, enjoy?
Yeah. So there's a podcast called Ghost Puncher Corps. It's a tabletop role-playing podcast about satanic adventurers working for Lucifer herself. It's fun. It's metal. It's gay. You'll enjoy it if you listen to it. And if you don't, then you're a square and we don't want you listening to this podcast anyway. Square?
I'm so fucking sick of these squares out here. Fucking L7 weenies, all of them.
Hell yeah. And if you would like to pretend that you're dead with us, get it? It's a L7 joke right there.
I don't get it.
Okay. You need to listen to more music. Episode 29 of Ghost Puncher Corps is a great place to start. It gets you started on the new storyline that we're doing. I mean, it's not new at this point. It's almost done at this point. But it's some of our best work. Hey, Emily. Hey, Diet Coke.
Thank you.
Diet Coke, did we come up with any kind of outro catchphrase for this show? Did we ever figure that out?
Oh, no.